What's going on YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I want to talk to you guys about the PlayStation Plus games coming for August 2015. So, as you guys all know, I'm a huge PlayStation guy, and I will be jumping on board the Xbox bandwagon when Halo 5 comes out, but until then, I'm very invested in PlayStation. So, I got the list of the PlayStation Plus games today. They're on the PlayStation Plus blog. I'll post a link in the description box below if you don't want to take my word for it. So this month we got some actually pretty cool games. So for the PlayStation 4, which is what I'm mostly concerned about, we got Lara Croft, Temple of Osiris. So this is a kind of top-down, asymmetric, Diablo 3-ish type game. It's a two-stick shooter, where you, as Lara Croft and a couple other people, some mummy, a fair-looking woman, and some other bounty hunter dude. They may or may not be in the lore. I gotta admit, Tomb Raider doesn't interest me much anymore. The reboot was very cool, but none of these characters look familiar to me. Basically, you have to solve puzzles. So I know Lara Croft has guns and a whip. She can whip building, platforms closer. The mummy guy has some sort of magic wand which does magic, and they all have a unique perk. You can play solo, and you just toggle between which character that you want, or you can play with 4 people, and each person could have a specific role. This will be a great game to play with my wife because it seems kind of simple but kind of challenging at the same time. I was actually going to pick it up at Best Buy a couple weeks ago. They had with the Gamers Club Unlocked. I think it was $8. And I almost got it. And then, I don't know. I was like, maybe I won't play it as much as I thought. But hey, you're going to give it to me for free? I'm on board. The other PlayStation... Actually, there's 2 other... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the list now. 3 other PlayStation 4 games. The next one is Limbo, which is coincidentally another game I almost bought last night, believe it or not. I was kind of bored. In between, my wife's on travel. I wanted to play Zelda, Skyward Sword, but we're playing it together, and I'm like, I already beat Batman, and I'm done with that. I'm not doing any more Riddler trophies. So I really got nothing to play other than Minecraft and Rocket League, my love. And I was like, I'll get Limbo. But this looks like it's a 2D, side-scrolling, platforming type game. Very, a lot of contrast on light and dark, and it's about a little boy who lost his sister, or he's lost. I'm not really sure, but it looks like one of those games that really conveys a very emotional message without much talking. Brothers, Tale of Two Sons did that. Flower did that. From my understanding, Journey does that. And it just seems to be that indie game that's really going to hit you right in the feels and really make you feel something. So I'm very, very eager to check this one out. Then for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation Vita is a game called Sound Shapes, which I've never heard of before, another indie game. It looks like you control this little ball and you bounce kind of through levels with very unique stylized music in the background that appears, at least from the video that I saw on YouTube, to kind of help you time your jumps in your movements. So if you're thinking a really industrial music that's just dun, 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 you may have to be jumping in that pattern. And it looks to be interesting. It's kind of like a platformer from what I can tell. I don't really know how much puzzle is involved. And but being cross-play between PlayStation 3 and Vita kind of indicates to me it's one of those games you're just going to pick up and play for a few minutes. You could bounce around, especially with Vita connectivity. So each level's probably kind of self-contained. They're probably real quick levels. But they did tout that there's a lot of unique soundtracks from very famous artists that are unique to this game. So I will check it out. I mean, I'm a huge music guy, and I will always check out any game on the PlayStation 4 without question. I usually delete them, but I will check it out. The next one is also crossplay for PS4, PS3, and the Vita. And this is Stealth Incorporated 2, A Game of Clones. Now, I thought that we got this game already on PlayStation 3, but I believe it was just the original Stealth. And it's basically another side-scrolling game that requires a lot of stealth. There's cameras and boxes you have to hide behind, and you have to make it from the beginning to the end of the level without being detected. And you play as this kind of little cute Splinter Cell looking kind of guy who's like a little alien dude. If there was a plot in the first one, I didn't play enough to find out. I don't really know how much of that is in this one, but I do remember, again, being crossplay, particularly with Vita support, that it's very bite-sized levels where you'll beat a level and you get kind of bored of it. But again, PlayStation 4 game, I will check it out. For PlayStation 3 only, we have God of War Ascension, which I skipped over. And I'm a huge God of War fan. I love God of War, but this one didn't get very good reviews. And by that time, I was kind of done with the whole God of War thing because the story kind of played itself out. I'm not really sure where this God of War ties into the whole storyline. I know that there was this kind of weird multiplayer mode where it was like Kratos versus Kratos, weird action. Being that it's God of War, this is probably my only real excuse to go back and turn on my PS3 to go check it out. I haven't really turned on my PS3 much since, Skyrim maybe? I feel like there's a PlayStation Plus game in there that I was like, oh, I want to see what that's about, but I will check it out. I don't know how religiously I will play it. I don't know if I'll get through it. I may get bored. Again, the reviews weren't that great, and I thought it was time for Kratos to move on, so I may gloss over that. And lastly, we have Castle Storm, which I know absolutely nothing about, again for the PS3 and Vita. So Vita guys got 3 games this month, PlayStation 4 got 4, and PS3 got only 2, and I hope this trend continues. I think the Vita needs a lot more support. I've been on the fence about getting a Vita for some time now. I do own a Nintendo 3DS, the Majora's Mask one. You've probably seen me flaunt it off or talk about it before. And I've been on the fence about Vita. I'm particularly interested in the crossplay functionality. Obviously, with Windows X being released today, or 10, or whatever the hell they're calling it, with that functionality between that and the Xbox One, I'm very interested in that. And it kind of reminds me that PlayStation does have their own variant of it, and it might be cool checking out. So I expect to see PlayStation 3 games continue to phase out. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month or two, you're only getting one PlayStation 3 title with more emphasis on the 4. And the Vita, I think, is important to remain relevant, to try to get some sales with it, because the console really is dying. But, here are 3 games this month. That's not a bad deal. So I hope to see that trend continue. Overall, I'd say this is a pretty good list. I'm very interested in Lara Croft, like I said, for my wife, in Limbo. The other ones I'll probably dabble with lightly and lose interest in quickly, or I'll end up going to play Rocket League instead. In case you couldn't tell, I love that game, but I'm not the only one. I actually read today that it hit 5 million downloads, so good on you guys. I think it's a bizarre game, but man, I cannot stop thinking about it. It's weird. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you guys think about the PlayStation Plus list. Is it yay? Is it nay? What do you think? I know Xbox One's list came out the other day. They got the Metal Gear Solid game, which is awesome. I think you guys are going to love that. And winding down that clock, I will soon be a 3-console man once again with the Wii U, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One, waiting for that awesome, sweet Xbox One bundle with Halo 5, and it's going to be a themed console from what I understand. Get into Gears, all that. I'm so excited, but I'll do another video about that for another day. I've been talking for over 8 minutes, so I'm going to shut up. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you all think about the PlayStation Plus list for August 2015. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.